Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we'll be discussing the topic, Never Lose Hope. Watch the whole video to find out what meaning life holds for each of us. Never lose hope, the power that keeps you alive when everything else is gone. Chapter 1, The Last Light. When everything goes dark, there comes a moment in life that almost everyone experiences. A moment when everything feels like it is collapsing at the same time. Money disappears, plans fail, relationships fall apart, opportunities vanish, and suddenly the life you believed in no longer exists. In that moment, people begin to feel something extremely dangerous. Not pain, not sadness, but emptiness. Because pain still means you care. Emptiness means you are starting to give up. This is the moment where one invisible force decides whether a person rises again or disappears quietly from their own life. That force is hope. Hope is not a motivational word. Hope is survival energy. When everything else leaves you, hope stays. Hope is the last light in a dark room. Even when the room is completely black, even when you cannot see the door, hope whispers something very small but very powerful. Keep moving. Many people misunderstand hope. They think hope is naive optimism. They think hope is pretending life is good. But real hope is the opposite. Real hope is born inside suffering. Hope says, I know things are bad, but they are not finished. Hope does not deny pain. Hope survives with pain. Without hope, effort stops. Without hope, dreams die silently. Without hope, people stop trying long before life actually defeats them. Hope is the quiet decision that your story is not over yet. And as long as hope is alive, something inside you continues to fight. Chapter 2. Life rarely breaks. People in one moment. People imagine that life breaks someone through a big disaster, a huge failure, a sudden tragedy. But the truth is more subtle and more dangerous. Life rarely breaks people in one moment. Life breaks people slowly. It happens through small disappointments repeated over time. You try something and fail. You try again and nothing changes. You wait, you work, you sacrifice, and the results never arrive. At first, you remain hopeful. You tell yourself, it takes time. But weeks become months. Months become years. And slowly a new thought begins to grow inside your mind. What if nothing ever changes? This question is extremely dangerous because once this thought becomes believable, hope begins to fade. And when hope fades, effort follows. Many people did not fail because they were incapable. They failed because they became tired of hoping. Hope is fragile when life becomes repetitive, when every day looks the same, when every effort feels invisible, when nobody notices the struggle. This is why protecting hope is not easy. It requires conscious effort. Hope is not automatic. It is maintained, just like a small flame. If you do not protect it, the wind of life will slowly blow it out. Chapter 3. The Silent Ways. People do not wake up one day and suddenly decide to become hopeless. Hopelessness grows quietly, often without people realizing it. There are several invisible forces that slowly weaken hope. The first is repeated failure. One failure does not destroy hope, but repeated failure without visible progress slowly damages belief. Each time someone tries and fails, their mind begins to ask painful questions. Am I wasting my time? Maybe this is not meant for me. Maybe I'm just not good enough. These thoughts slowly erode confidence. But failure alone is not the most dangerous enemy. The real enemy is effort without reward. Working hard and seeing nothing change. The second enemy of hope is waiting. Waiting is one of the hardest psychological experiences humans face. You wait for opportunity. You wait for improvement. You wait for relief. And sometimes nothing happens. Silence becomes the answer. This silence can make a person feel invisible, as if their effort does not matter, as if life forgot about them. And when people feel invisible long enough, hope begins to disappear. The third enemy is comparison. In the modern world, comparison happens constantly. You see someone younger succeed faster. You see someone else living the life you imagined. You scroll through images of happiness while your own life feels stuck. Comparison distorts reality. It makes your journey feel late. It makes your progress feel small. It makes your struggles feel embarrassing. And slowly the mind begins to believe a lie. Everyone else is moving forward except me. This belief quietly kills hope. Chapter 4. The dangerous voice inside your mind. There is another enemy of hope that lives much closer than failure, waiting, or comparison. It lives inside your own mind, your inner voice. Every person talks to themselves all day, but most people never notice what they are saying internally. Many people speak to themselves in ways they would never speak to another human being. They say things like, I always mess things up. I am unlucky. Nothing works for me. These words seem harmless at first, but the mind listens. Every repeated sentence slowly becomes a belief, and belief shapes behavior. If your mind believes that nothing will work, it stops trying. Hope cannot survive inside a mind that attacks itself daily. Language matters. The way you speak to yourself matters, because hope grows in supportive environments, even when that environment exists only inside your own thoughts. Changing self-talk does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means refusing to destroy yourself mentally. Instead of saying, nothing works, you say, I am still learning. Instead of saying, I am stuck forever, you say, this is a phase. Small language shifts protect hope more than people realize. Chapter 5. Fear pretends to be logic. Fear is one of the most misunderstood forces in human psychology. Fear rarely introduces itself honestly. Fear does not say, I want to stop you. Fear disguises itself as logic. It whispers things that sound reasonable. Trying again is pointless. You will just fail again. You are wasting your time. These thoughts feel intelligent. They feel protective. But they are actually protective of comfort, not growth. Fear wants to avoid pain. Hope accepts risk. Because hope means believing something good is still possible. And believing in possibility requires vulnerability. Many people secretly choose hopelessness because it feels emotionally safer. If you expect nothing, you cannot be disappointed. But safety without hope becomes a quiet prison. You stop dreaming, you stop trying, you stop exploring. Life becomes smaller and smaller, until one day you realize you are no longer living. You are simply existing. Hope is risky, but hopelessness is a slow emotional death. Chapter 6. Darkness is not the end. One of the biggest psychological illusions people experience is believing that the present moment will last forever. When life becomes difficult, the mind exaggerates permanence. Pain feels endless. Problems feel permanent. But reality is different. Life moves in phases. Every difficult period eventually transforms. History is full of stories where people were one step away from quitting when life suddenly changed direction. Many breakthroughs happen immediately after the darkest moment, but people rarely see that possibility while inside the darkness. Hope acts as a bridge between the present struggle and the future that is still forming. Hope says, this moment is not the entire story. And sometimes that belief alone is enough to keep someone moving forward for one more day. And sometimes one more day is exactly what changes everything. Chapter 7. Hope lives inside small actions. Many people wait for hope to appear as a strong emotion. They expect hope to feel like confidence, like motivation, like excitement. But real hope is often much smaller than that. Hope often appears as a quiet decision. I will try again tomorrow. Hope is waking up even when you feel tired. Hope is sending one more application. Hope is practicing again after failing. Hope is waiting one more week. These actions may look small, but they carry enormous psychological power, because every action taken in hope weakens the power of giving up. Hope is not just a feeling. Hope is behavior, and behavior slowly reshapes belief. Each small action proves something important to the mind. I am still moving. Movement creates momentum. Momentum creates change. Chapter 8. The hidden power of small progress. One of the biggest reasons people lose hope is because they only recognize large success. They ignore small progress. But real life rarely changes through dramatic transformation. Most meaningful change happens gradually, almost invisibly. Imagine planting a seed. For days you see nothing. For weeks you see nothing. But underground something important is happening. Roots are forming. Strength is building. Growth is preparing. If you dig up the seed every day to check progress, you destroy the process. Hope requires patience. Many people quit just before growth appears. They mistake slow progress for no progress. But survival itself is progress. Trying again is progress. Learning from failure is progress. Standing up after falling is progress. Hope grows when people learn to recognize these invisible victories. Chapter 9. Hope gives meaning to pain. Pain without meaning feels unbearable, but pain with meaning becomes transformation. This is one of the most powerful psychological truths. When suffering feels pointless, people collapse emotionally. But when suffering becomes part of growth, endurance becomes possible. Hope creates meaning. Hope says, this struggle is shaping something. Maybe patience, maybe strength, maybe wisdom, maybe resilience. Pain becomes unbearable when it feels random. Hope connects pain to purpose, and purpose makes suffering survivable. Chapter 10. Make hope a daily habit. Hope should not appear only during crisis. Hope must become a daily practice. Just like physical health requires daily habits, emotional strength requires daily protection. Hope grows through simple routines. Morning, tell yourself, I will handle today. Daytime, remind yourself, I am still moving forward. Night, acknowledge, I survived today. These small rituals keep hope alive. Life will still test you. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. But when hope becomes part of your identity, these challenges stop destroying you. They simply become chapters. And every chapter eventually leads somewhere new. Because the truth is simple. As long as hope is alive, your story is not finished. And sometimes the only thing separating someone who rises from someone who disappears is the decision to keep hoping one more day. Easy English Daily. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like this video to let me know you're ready to take the next step. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video that could change your life. Thank you for watching.